Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your favorite chess journal YouTube channel. I hope all of you are doing great. And today we are going to look into a very interesting game, both in terms of attack, counter-attack, and strategic play. Okay, this game has been played in between two very strong grandmasters. On the white end, it was Rasid Ziadinov, and in black end, it was a very famous and popular grandmaster Julian Hodgson, who was also the British champion, former British champion. All right, and this game took place in 1994. Some of you who are watching this channel or this game may haven't even born during that time. I was a little kid, and as I've said in one of my game reviews, when I talked about that, I used to collect paper cuttings of these kind of games because we didn't have internet, not to mention not enough strong computer programs to analyze games. So what we used to do, we used to manually or analyze games offline with other players or even by ourselves. Okay, so this game is very instructional indeed. So white plays with e4 or opens with e4. Julian Hodgson played g6, and we enter into modern defense. d4, grabbing a space in the center, bishop g7, fianchetting sharing dark bishop and allowing white to grab center, knight c3, c6, preparing for this break in the center, knight f3, developing the other knight, now d5, striking in the center. How does white reacts? White decides to close the center, although capture could have taken place. And now what does black plays? Black needs to develop quickly as possible, or start, maybe counterplay here. But if he plays here now with this break and this capture happens, then black cannot, or we cannot take this pawn because of this knight, right? So black first decides to develop his Lascar bishop, as well as pinning the queen, and white unpins by playing bishop e2. Now what does black plays? When I first analyzed games, this game, I was like, I got thrilled in many ways. So this is the first moment in time, because Julian Hodgson played bishop takes knight. Let's take it back. I was thinking perhaps to maybe develop this knight first. That's what I prefer, because this bishop is not being attacked at the moment. But if we take a deep look, and this knight is, what is it doing? This is actually defending this pawn, as well as putting a defense on this pawn. So this is a long term, many moves deep calculation what this grandmaster, Julian Hodgson, did. No wonder why he is the former British champion. He was a super strong grandmaster. Okay, the entire chess world learned a lot from him. I myself, not to mention as well. So he took the knight, and bishop recaptured the bishop. Now e6, closing down, as well as, since our light square bishop is gone, take a look, we have all the pawns in light squares except for this one. Okay, castles. Now we need to finish development, right? Which knight should we develop first, this knight or this knight? Remember, we talked about this break, so this break needs to happen. So we are going to prepare this break by playing here. So that's what he plays. Julian plays knight d7, and now computer is telling white to go here I mean, play here and then play here, perhaps because this break is coming. But white missed that one, plays an inaccurate move, bishop f4, and now developing the other knight, waiting or delaying this move. Still, white has the chance to go there, but white plays a typical move, queen d2, setting up the battery to get rid of this strong dark square bishop, but still, that move should have been played. Only now, c5 happens, striking, and this is the best move, right? But what happens was dc5, inaccurate. Now these two pawns are weak. Okay, we can take either of these pawns. I mean, either this one or this one. Which one do we take first? Julian Hodgson shows us not to jump into grabbing pawns too often. First, we need to castle, protect our king. Knight b5, aiming for this outpost. Hodgson didn't like this knight's positioning. Maybe that's the one of the strategies we all most of the times follow. That when we see our enemy pieces in our territory, we ask that piece a question. That's what he did. a6, now knight d6, diving the center. Now we need to grab one of either of these pawns. Which one do we take? I'll give you guys a second to decide which one to take, this one or this one. Which one is more valuable? Okay, Hodgson decides to take the center pawn, okay, and he did the right thing, takes the valuable pawn. This is the most valuable pawn, and this area of the board, we are strong, and here we are weak. So what we need to do, our plan is gonna be play in the queen side. We're gonna start minority attack. Okay, maybe we're gonna put this pawn here, attack this pawn. If this pawn takes this pawn, then this knight is loose. Okay, so bishop e2, because we were attacking this bishop. Let's go back. Okay, we take this pawn and attack this bishop as well. Bishop goes back. Now b6, as anticipated. Now what does white do? White needs to react. So he plays b4, takes, and now not retake immediately, rather to come here, attack our queen, and then takes like this way. So that's happened. So we need to save our queen. Queen comes here, not putting in dark square because that would have been a potential pin. Now knight takes c5. Now how do we continue? Like I said, we need to create counterplay on the queen side, roll these pawns up, and create minority attack. So that's what he does. Plays a5. This pawn cannot be taken because this knight will be loose. So c free, defending. This defense that could have been also played, but okay, c free. A b4, c b4. Now what? We have an outpost here, right? We can jump here and grab the rook, right? Yeah, okay, let's do that. Okay, that's been happened. Now what does white needs to do? Their rook is under fire, the queen is under fire. So what does white needs to do? Computer is telling to go here and give up the rook. Okay, but white plays captures. So white gets rid of the knight. Now what do we do? Do we take the rook? Do we take the rook? Or do we take the bishop? I mean, think about it. Isn't winning a pair of rook or on the surface looks nice? Like I said, remember during the game, start of the game, this game is strategically speaking, or in terms of long-term planning, this game is awesome. So Julian Hudson plays d c4, taking the bishop. So white can save the rook. That's what white does. Now c3, pushing the pawn up and attacking the queen because this pawn is now being guarded by our dark square bishop. Now computer is telling give up the rook. That pawn is too strong. So white needs to give up the rook, but instead white plays queen e2, and that's the plan. Look at the eval bar. White is doing -4. I mean, sorry, black is doing -4. Knight d5, centralizing, putting a defense and attacking the bishop. So dark square bishop came here looking for an exchange, as well as attacking this pawn. So what do black do? I mean, what do black plays? I mean, black should have taken here, right? And if this capture happens, maybe then queen comes here. I don't know, then queen. Yeah, that's what computer is telling to do. Okay, because we are already doing better, -4 already. But like I said, this game is too interesting, and Hudson plays rook takes a2. Bam! Or boom! I mean, that's a blunder, right? Hudson is telling, okay, you take my rook. I'm giving you my rook for the sake of getting your bishop and keeping my dark square bishop, putting more defense here because my bishop is stronger. So he gives up his rook, and bishop takes bishop, queen c4, queen c6, queen e4, attacking the dark square bishop again. Bishop goes back home. Rook b1. That white was trying to aim for this one. This rook isn't doing anything. So black plays rook c8. So rook fc1, bishop f8, attacking the knight, maybe winning the pawn in long term. Knight goes back. Queen to b5. What is the purpose of that move? Queen b5. Indirectly putting pressure here, as well as preparing for this move, this push. So this push is more stronger. White needs to address that one, play here. White cannot play this one because of this knight. If this move is been played, then can you guys guess the tactic? Okay, that's gonna be your homework. What if white plays this rook here and stops this push? Okay, that's gonna be your homework. What will happen? It's a very simple tactic. Okay, what was played was g3, and that was a blunder. Maybe on the surface that looks good, creating an escape square. Now the push happens. c2, rook b2, inaccuracy. Now the knight dives in, attacking the queen. Where does the queen go? This queen is defending this knight, right? So queen needs to... What if the queen goes here? So if the queen goes here, then the tactic, can you guys spot it? Knight jumps here, supported by this pawn, forking these two pieces. Or if the queen comes here, then we have got this move, forking these two pieces. So best move is to queen go here, but white plays queen e1. Uh, okay, so queen takes d3, rook c takes c2. No, bishop takes b4. Wait, what? Uh, cannot, can't white take the bishop? Yes, they can, but they have to say bye-bye rook. So they cannot actually grab this bishop. Okay, so what was tried? Queen f1. Look at the eval bar. It's already minus 6.2. The game is lost by this time. So queens were exchanged. Now bishop comes back to f8 square. Just in time, because if the rook comes here, then bishop gonna go here. What was played? Rook b7, bishop g7, rook d7, rook b8. Now the rook can move because of this defense. Rook c d2. How do we play against two rooks? Point-wise speaking, black is doing better because of this extra pawn, obviously. And this is like, if you add up, then these two minor pieces and including one major pieces, black is doing better. But we need to do something about this battery between these rooks. Knight d5, brilliant, cutting the communication between two rooks. That's the one thing that I have learned from this game as well. Cutting the communications. Okay, rook a2, bishop centralized, bishop d4, rook d2, attacking the bishop, rook b4, defending, rook d3, king g7, getting away from further checks, h3, h5, king g2, h4. There's nothing white cannot do. And right at this moment, white resigned. I hope all of you have enjoyed this game as much as I did, or as much as I do. And thank you very much for watching this game. Special thanks to all of you, those who have subscribed. Let me know, guys, how much do you like this game. And by the way, do not forget to mention the tactic in the comment section down below. The homework for you guys. And yeah, let me know how do you like these games that we are being watching or reviewing, these strong players. And yeah, that's all for today. Till the next time, take care of yourself. Bye bye.